Well, this is going to be interesting because when I put those videos on YouTube, the service that does it, it caps the audio at 2 hours. You can't do anything longer than 2 hours.
Oh.
So there's 3 of our podcasts in 2 hours. But each one I was like, how can I get rid of 8 minutes from this? Look at the intro. There we go. Look at the outro. There we go.
So at least half an hour.
Boom, done.
Should I tell you the really amusing thing as well? Obviously, it automatically does the subtitles.
Oh, God.
So when I put it on the PS4 the other night and just out of morbid curiosity went, I wonder what the subtitles are like. Sometimes it goes off on such a weird tangent.
I see a video series coming soon.
Yeah.
I might have to go to do this, but it'll be 2 seconds.
Oh my God.
A wild owl appears.
Hello?
Hello.
Wild owl appears.
I just remembered.
Yeah.
What?
I thought you had.
Cameron uses brown ale. It's super effective.
Are we very far in?
No.
Welcome to the Conquistabores. The Conquistabores return to celebrate the majesty of WrestleMania X. Making their way to the ring in Madison Square Garden tonight. Bam Bam Phil Doyle, Quebecer Cameron Phillips, the bad guy Euan Taylor, and Geordie Allen Milburn. Only tonight on the Conquistabores.
So this seems really surreal tonight, this podcast.
You're telling me.
Al, you've done one from the bath.
I did one from the bath once.
How is this more surreal than that?
I did bed.
And there's no kebab tonight.
No, there's no kebab tonight.
From a hotel with no power.
He wasn't eating it from a hotel with no power. That was one.
Yeah, the power went out.
What else? On the bus. Remember, he started one on the bus.
God, that's
And it was all we could hear in the background was ding ding, and it was like what? And it was Alan in the bus.
Oh,
So Al doing a podcast from the bus, going through streets of Carlisle.
that sounds like a
Have we
great kids TV
mentioned
show. That.
anything about wrestling?
we mentioned
Well, we want to, and we keep
We're trying to really desperately.
get to it. It needs to be a segue. Anyway, Al,
Yeah.
right? You picked this. Why?
Yes.
Is that it? Is that how we're launching into
And
it?
when I say you picked this, I mean the actual show we're watching, nothing else.
Well, because WrestleMania X was the first WrestleMania I watched on Sky.
Welcome everyone to New York City! Welcome to Madison Square Garden! And welcome to WrestleMania X!
That's the simple reason. That's it.
Is that it?
Yes, it's a very good show, and it's for a nice simpler time, 1994.
Whereas I think 8 and 9 were I watched on Sky, but this I remember staying up for this one because it was WrestleMania 10 and it was special, so I got dispensation from the parents so I could stay up late to watch it.
Did this one fall? I can't remember because sometimes WrestleMania fell during Easter holidays, isn't it? And
Yeah,
you got to
it's-
stay up late and it was all right.
Yeah, because a few with Ethan I've been able to watch live with him, but because it falls in that first Easter weekend break.
This one was March 20th, 1984.
I can't remember what my school timetable was then.
I can barely remember what happened yesterday, so you know.
Do we kick off with growly Vince? No, we could kick off with twinkly piano music.
We're going to kick off with a dark match.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Al's going to be a dark
Al's-
match expert.
Oh,
Welcome to Al's dark match.
I know exactly the reason why Al wants to mention this particular dark match.
It features the greatest ever tag team.
Fuck you.
Well, the Fabulous Rougeau brothers.
Oh,
it was-
please.
It was
Please.
the Heavenly Bodies taking on the Bushwhackers.
Oh, yes.
How could that have not made this card? My goodness.
I think there was some tennis racket shenanigans, and the Heavenly Bodies won.
Oh,
Of
there's a
course they
surprise.
did.
And then we'll move on to the proper show. Probably with, apart from Little Richard's mime artist.
Are you trying to say Little Richard was miming during this?
Purple Mountain Majesty above the fruitly plain. America, God done shed His grace on thee.
It really looked like he was.
You seriously, seriously. I mean, even when they don't actually film Little Richard getting in the ring, because I think that might have been the most unelegant thing ever.
I would just say that the videotape says it all.
Well, yeah, indeed.
Well, look, they
indeed.
got gold ropes. It's in Madison Square Garden. I mean, come on, it's they're trying.
I've got a note down here saying he's singing the American national anthem like he's trying not to wake a child in the next room.
What, the Michael Jackson's program?
Oof.
Maybe, who knows? But then I put, say what you want, but this actually beats Kid Rock.
Yes, to be fair,
Taking a shit on the stage would beat Kid Rock.
is that Hall of Fame Kid Rock, or has that not happened yet?
It's happened. He's in it. He went in this year.
Yeah,
Yeah, he went in this
thought
year
so.
purely because he's like usually just donating all of his crap music that he
That's
just
true.
samples Metallica for.
To the Undertaker.
Yeah, and then I've put also just the last note for the introduction, loving the Japanese guy with the HBK jacket.
Oh, that was brilliant. That man is my hero.
Also, I saw there was like a nice banner that said "Thanks, Kev," and they've also written down that I'm pretty sure that Jerry the King Lawler is doing the commentary with no shirt on.
That does not
He's
surprise
got
me.
his
He does.
king robe on.
He's got his king robe on, and that's about it. And it always struck me as a bit disconcerting when that happened.
Yeah, because he's quite a hairy man.
He is
Fact,
quite
fact,
a hairy
fact.
beast. Uh-oh.
His first pay-per-view commentary.
It is.
Is it?
That is correct. Yep,
Is it really?
it is.
I did not know that.
No,
I would have thought it
before
would
that
have
he was like
How-
feuding with Bret Hart and stuff, wasn't he? I suppose. So,
And how does he decide to introduce himself to the world bare-chested and ready to go?
well, if you listen to some of the rumors, that's just, other parts of his
Oh.
life follows that as well. I think.
Nice.
It's all, I believe off the top of my head, it's also Vince McMahon's first WrestleMania as a commentator.
No.
No, he was at 9, wasn't he?
No, he did a bit of WrestleMania 2, but that was like a weird
The
thing.
3
'cause they
venue
had-
one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was Jim Ross, Heenan, and Macho Man at 9, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, you might be right. actually.
I suppose always would be like Monsoon and Heenan or Monsoon and Ventura, wouldn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. Oh.
Goodness me. What a mighty first this is.
And we get probably, what follows on to, I would say, the best opening match in WrestleMania.
That would not be a hard
Whatever.
title to achieve, but you are correct.
Well, I'm trying to think of another WrestleMania that had a better opening match than this one.
Bowser's books workers, I swear to God, I'm muting him.
I don't think there is one.
I can't think of anything
The
really
recent
that
ones?
beats that.
The only one I can think of recently was when, well, no, I don't know, maybe, but for impact wise, Daniel Bryan beating Triple H 30. That's opening match.
No, that was obvious as hell.
Yeah, but for quality of match, I think this still beats it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, this blows away anything. The majority of what else is on this card, which is again not difficult when you look at the rest of the card.
Yeah. My main issue though, there's no Fink.
This contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way down the aisle from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Weighing 237 pounds. Here is the Rocket, Euan Hart. Listen to that ovation.
What I do, what when they come out though, what I do like is you get like the best version of the Hitman theme. I don't care what anybody says, the best version, and then Owen's music is just appalling.
It's bad. Can I just mention before we go any further? I love Madison Square Garden as a wrestling venue. I love it. It's almost like it's set up for wrestling. One that sticks out to me is the Royal Rumble 2000 with the car on the entranceway.
Yeah.
Just various shots of that night are buried in my mind.
It feels really kind of close and rowdy. If that kind of makes all the crowd just feels like.
Yeah,
that's why I like it, because the crowd feels right on top of you, regardless of where you are.
Yeah.
It's just perfect. And now, not that I've watched any WWE for 6 months now. I know, I gave up. I couldn't take it anymore. And New Japan's getting very close at the moment with the fucking nonsense going on there, but that's a different story altogether. We'll move on. I just love MSG as a venue.
Yeah, it's probably the fact that we're probably never going to get an event this size there again.
Absolutely not. We'll probably get like a battleground or fucking.
They still run house shows there, don't they? But I can't think of the last pay-per-view that's been there.
Well, considering that they're now seem to be promoting shows in countries that don't like women.
That's true.
And they're having some
like Texas.
They like women just in the kitchen.
Yeah. But there was a good Chris Jericho podcast not too long ago about Madison Square Garden. They were talking about why they don't run it, and there's like a combination of like they refurbished it so that the actual cost to run it is quite expensive compared to other places, and like getting in there is like a pain in the ass because it's right bang in the middle of New York.
Yeah, but if other companies can do it, and the fact that ROH are now running that venue sold out with New Japan.
Oh yeah, but it makes more sense financially and just logistically for them to run the Barclays Center.
Well, of course, it's a giant cavernous sports venue that's got all the flashy, nice things that they seem to be accustomed to now.
Exactly, yeah. So that's probably why they just run, but they still kind of do house shows there. But I don't think it's going to be like that special place again.
Again, that goes back to the whole point of WWE is no longer a wrestling company; they're an entertainment company, and that's what they do.
Well, surely the rest of this year entertained all of us.
You were mentioning, Cameron, what was the last show actually at MSG that was not a house show? You were mentioning something.
Apparently Survivor Series 2011.
That's a long time ago.
I didn't know
7 years.
Hang on, Survivor Series 2000.
Did they not have a special at MSG recently? Like a roadblock or something weird like that? Am I wrong?
Was it not that kind of a network special? Was that another one where
special?
Kofi Kingston did the
my
Paradise to Randy Orton, and it was the biggest thing ever for a while.
I've just looked up the card for that Survivor Series. Do you want to just quickly go over it?
2011. I don't think I'm good. It had they have one or two Survivor. It had like a jobber Survivor Series match almost.
Well, here we go. The dark match was Santino Marella defeating Jinder Mahal.
Wow.
The opening match was
Jinder as well.
Exactly. The opening match was Dolph Ziggler defeating John Morrison for the US title. Beth Phoenix defending against Eve Torres in a lumberjill match.
Jesus.
Team Barrett, which was Cody Rhodes, Dolph Ziggler, Hunico, Jack Swagger, and Wade Barrett, beat the team of Kofi Kingston, Mason Bryan, Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Sin Cara.
I'm sure that's the only Survivor Series match almost, just out of pity.
The next match is the Big Show defeating Mark Henry by DQ for the World Heavyweight Championship. Semi-main event is CM Punk defeating Alberto Del Rio by submission for the WWE Championship. And the main event is John Cena and The Rock defeating The Miz and R-Truth.
Oh, was that the one?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be the pre-build for their match at WrestleMania, wasn't it, I guess?
Yep.
Yeah, that was build up for that one, yeah.
This is a quick Cody aside. Did anybody watch the latest Botchamania for his story at the end of the show?
Oh, I've not yet.
No. Recommended.
Is it great?
Yeah, it's hysterical.
Okay.
But yeah, I think with the Owen and Bret Hart match, I think we covered the start of the feud, didn't we? We did was it a King of the Ring or Survivor Series when he got eliminated from the
King of the Ring 93, which was technically kind of the start of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that had been kind of bubbling away, and then we had I think Todd Bettingill does the wrap up.
Bret Hart and Owen Hart, brothers divided. Let's go back to last year's Survivor Series. Keep your eye on the Rocket as he hits his brother, the Hitman, into the steel garter. And then, check this out. 1, 2, 3. The Rocket gets pinned by Shawn Michaels, the only Hart brother eliminated, and he's none too happy about it. Check this out.
And then they made friends and got a tag team title shot.
Against the Quebecers, was it not?
Yep, but then, of course, Owen accused Bret of being too selfish, that he could have tagged, but he tried to put the sharpshooter out.
Yeah.
and his leg giveaway, and that's why Owen kicked his leg from his leg.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's great. But
Right.
heel Owen Hart is brilliant, though, so that's
You can
fine.
tell during this match, though, that these two have grown up wrestling each other.
Oh yeah.
And therefore know the ins and outs of each other completely, and it makes it so cool.
It's so smooth, it's so crisp, there's no awkwardness, there's no weirdness, it's just two guys that just know each other through and through.
Yeah.
Owen's heel persona is brilliant. Like, I think he just like celebrates everything he does. Like, to the crowd.
He does.
Like, cheer me.
Everything's the greatest thing he's ever done.
Look at this. I would doubt that either parent is watching this. I can't imagine that they would. Oh, yeah! Is that some sort of a victory? Come on. Yes, of course. That was great, Owen.
He celebrates everything he does, but like, during the matches, have you noticed how he tends to, if Brett does a move, Owen, like about a minute or two later, will copy it, but will heel it up.
Yes.
I think there's a moment where Brett gets a backbreaker in on Owen, and then like 2 minutes later, Owen gets a backbreaker in on Brett. But as he like stretches him across his knee, he pokes a thumb in his eye.
Yes.
And just like you just to heel it up and just like do the same thing again, but just the evil version of it.
Owen is such a natural heel because he's got the mannerisms. He's got that sort of eye above you all look to him.
Yeah. And once again, it was the kind of reality based kind of like.
Yeah.
He obviously had a little brother axe to grind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Completely. It was really cool for that. And was anyone when they're watching this expecting Owen to win?
No, not live. I wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't.
Because is a pure like Mark point of view, Owen shouldn't be winning that. Brett's much better. You know, Brett's more experienced.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. From that point of view, but I think if you're watching it for the first time and knowing nothing about either man, you look at Bret Hart, you look at Owen Hart, and you expect Bret Hart to win based on looks alone.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's just a little bit bigger.
He's got a little bit bigger. He's got the razzmatazz. He's got the crowd eating out of his hand, and you've got Owen Hart coming out. He's just a guy in comparison.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's. I don't know if you've already mentioned this. Apologies if you have. Let's not forget what this match could have been. Because it was all that important coin toss, remember?
Yes.
Who goes first? Now, I'm pretty much sure it was fixed. Probably was. But the alternate match is cringeworthy. Because that means Brett would have got Yoko first if he'd won the coin toss.
Yep.
So Luger had to have another match.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
And it would have been...
God, who was that against?
Luger against Crush was the alternate match.
No.
Oh, dear.
I actually wish we saw that now.
Again, from a logistics point of view, Bret Hart should have got in the ring, got a steel chair, hit Owen, got disqualified, and then he would have been fresh for Yokozuna.
But he needs to defeat his brother, put him back in his place, doesn't he? Come on.
That's not how Bret Hart works. He's a man of integrity. He's been booked for matches. By golly, he's going to win that match.
Exactly.
I said, by golly.
And I'd just like to state another thing. Bret goes on first. Luger's down the card somewhere. Him and Yokozuna down the card somewhere. That's a much less rest period till the main event. Bret gets a whole event to rest.
He does get a good couple of hours, like in kayfabe terms.
Luger has got no
fourth or fifth on the card.
They're a bit later on, yeah.
Luger is 6th on the card.
Christ. And what's the main event? 9th on the card, isn't it?
9th on the card, yeah.
So Christ,
Luger would have been able to walk back out then, would he? Hands on his hips, walking around. Big deep breaths.
Poor Luger.
Are we tripping the Lex Express to get something to eat beforehand?
Few steroids and back out. Watches that tape of WrestleMania with Bobby Heenan, bigging them up, back out again.
Yeah. Flex the muscles, Lex.
Flex the muscles.
Flex the muscles.
The triceps.
Oh, it's so... Watching that now, it feels very weird.
Everything feels weird about it.
I was watching Rumble 93 the other night, and as a side note, and it's the bit where these they have that section where the narcissist Lex Luger is posing in the mirrors.
It's terrifying.
And the curtain comes down at the end of the segment, and Heenan's disappearing under the curtain, just still with the microphone.
He's trying to lift it up, isn't he?
Show me the biceps.
Look at the cars. Look at the cars.
It's just like, oh my God, he's giving it.
It's a very specialised workout he wants to see Luger do.
Owen goes, Brett goes for a sunset flip in the corner at the final, and Owen reverses it into a victory roll, and that's the 3 count.
And that's very, very similar to his Davy Boy finish. It's not identical, but very similar.
It's a bit of a shock. The crowd are a bit like,
The crowd are not very sure at all.
I mean, before this, Owen Hart's been what was the New Foundation?
New Foundation and then High Energy.
High Energy with the Birdman.
Yep.
Not exactly high flying, is he? So yeah, it is like a big deal, isn't it? Really.
Up until this point, again off the top of my head, I believe he's only had 2 pay-per-view single matches up until this point.
Really?
One was WrestleMania 5 against Mr. Perfect when he's the Blue Blazer.
Yeah.
And his other one was like a 1-minute bout against Skinner at WrestleMania
8. Yeah.
And I believe everything else he's been in a tag team rather than, and this is his first singles match other than them on pay-per-view.
Oh. Wow. But it does kind of lead on quite well for the end of the night.
Yeah.
This is really, really good. Vince tries to kind of pass off the fact that Brett lost after the end of this one because he seems to try and suggest that Brett didn't really want to hurt his little brother and that's why he lost.
However, I'm just as impressed with that man right there. And you know, no pun intended, I don't believe that Brett had his heart into the match. I just don't make excuses. No. Don't make excuses. I'm not making excuses. He got beat. The better man won.
Yeah, and then we get the first WrestleMania moment.
Is that the first use of this phrase?
I think so.
I would say so.
You might have already covered this again, apologies. Is the slogan for this 10 years in the making?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's right. And did we have Men on the Mission's rap beforehand? Have we mentioned that yet?
No, I don't think so.
Why would we ever mention Men on the Mission?
Or was that at the end? I'm sure we had a Men on the Mission rap for WrestleMania 10, if I remember correctly. But I could be wrong.
I think even if Men on the Mission were on the card, we still wouldn't mention them because they're Men on the Mission.
They are on the card.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
They are.
Hang on.
Match number 5.
Oh, you might have scrubbed this from your mind.
Hold on. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's clearly when Phil went and took a shit.
Yep. I've also put here, who is Cy Sperling?
Not only is he the president of the Hair Club for Men, but he's also a client. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Cy Sperling.
Don't know.
Is he some fashion guy? I don't know.
I've written think with a weak question mark.
I know who that man is.
Oh dear.
Cy Sperling is the president of the Hair Club for Men.
Ah, that's where the thing's got a wig on.
Exactly.
That makes sense now.
Oh, right. Is that why he's kind of going, what do you think of it, guys? And the whole crowd.
That's it.
Really?
One giant advertisement.
Wow. That is crap.
Clearly, the only way you can follow that is with Bam Bam Bigelow and Luda Vachon versus Doink and Dink.
Fuck this match.
It's the match that everyone was waiting for.
I remember not looking forward to this as a kid.
Well, Alan, having watched this pay-per-view in the last few months, I wasn't really looking forward to it as an adult either.
in a way, though, I've looked at my notes, this kind of makes sense because, like, if you try to put another good match on after Owen and Brett, it's never going to be good, is it? So you need, like, a palate cleanser of, like, terribleness.
Could have wheeled Richard back out again to mime something for however long this match went. 6 minutes.
He's probably left the building. He's probably gone.
He's gone. He's
actually a big check, hasn't he? You know?
Yeah, probably.
The problems are innumerable. It's Face Doink who's the worst Doink.
Yep.
Yes.
It's not the original Doink, is it? I think he's gone by now.
Is it Ray Apollo, I think?
Who cares? It's not the good
Matt
Doink.
Bourne's not doing it. I think it's Ray Apollo off the top.
If you go back to that King of the Ring, we had that match with Bret Hart. That was a cracker with heel Doink.
I wouldn't say cracker, but it was definitely good.
It was real good. And then, like, less than years later,
original Doink could wrestle when he wanted to, like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. When he wasn't out of his face.
But here you got Dink trying on with Bam Bam, and just makes no.
What was also funny is like Bam Bam, like the heel won and made the face look pretty shitty at the same time.
Well, to be fair, the faces were doing a good job of that already. They were just looking them along.
It feels like an act of mercy from Bam Bam. You know what I mean?
He must have thought, you know, this is my first WrestleMania since WrestleMania 4, and I've got this shit to contend with, you know.
Does he have another match with like a load of Doinks or something?
No, that's for Survivor Series, but we'll get to that in another day.
I just remember at some point in that match, Bam just goes, "No, I'm having a match," and just starts taking it really seriously because he's like trying to have a wrestling match. And it's a similar kind of thing here.
This is one of the 3 occasions he's actually sober in the ring, and he's like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah.
The really strange thing is it not in the rules in this one though that Bam Bam there's like kind of mixed tag rules.
Yeah.
So like Luna can only wrestle Dink. And
Because that makes no sense.
it's just awful.
I think we could agree though that Dink is a dick. Let's just.
Dink is a little shite.
Yeah.
He's just and
he's no El Torito. Let's put that out there.
No, he's not at all.
Torito.
Bam Bam gets a diving headbutt in for 3, and that's about it at the end of this. So yeah, and then I put on here: did Luna accidentally squash a dwarf?
I think he rolls the wrong way. He rolls underneath it. Like he doesn't. He should have stayed still, but doesn't, and ruins it.
Yeah, pretty much.
The high spot of that match was immediately afterwards, where we were treated to a Bill Clinton imposter in the crowd.
They're still paid into money, aren't they?
Can you believe this, ladies and gentlemen? Right here at WrestleMania. Can you believe it?
Oh yeah.
You can tell. Can you tell that Vince is a Republican?
No, seriously.
It's the fact that Jack Tunney's there. What the fuck is that about?
It's just we had this for a load of pay-per-views that they ran about this time. That idiot, like doing a Bill Clinton impression.
He must have got some money out of Vince for doing that.
He must have. Yeah, to be fair, he must have got an absolute payday out of this.
He must have.
But it's like and Todd Pettengill desperately trying to get this whole thing across, as if the President of the United States of America would be sat in an unprotected box in Madison Square Garden, in amongst all the entirety of this population, and wouldn't be running the risk of getting shot.
To be fair to it, it does take time away from the next match. So what's the problem?
See, childhood Euan would have enjoyed this match because childhood Euan was stupid.
Was he?
And happened to enjoy Crush.
Now, I have to say, I liked Crush when he first came in. I like Crush. I like Macho Man. Surely having Macho Man and Crush in a match would be a good thing.
No.
Well, I'm going to defend this match because I liked it as a kid, and I still like it as an adult. I think it's a good match.
I'm going to go along with Al. I like it.
It's okay.
I liked it.
What's the most I like about it?
It's 10 minutes.
Macho Man's in it. Macho Man can carry anybody.
I wouldn't go that far. There are limits to who even Macho Man can carry because Crush is fucking atrocious in this match.
But the rules are a bit odd. I give you that.
The whole.
Is it a last man standing? Is that
false count anyway?
No, you pin somebody, and then they've got 60 seconds to get back to the ring.
Crush! Macho Man's Randy Savage now has 60 seconds to get back into the ring.
Well, the falls count anywhere. But after the fall, you got 60 seconds and you have to get back into the ring.
It's kind of like a longer Texas death match if you think about it.
It is, yeah. It's a similar rules to that, yes.
Yeah. It does seem a bit strange. And Vince also seems a little bit unclear on the rules as well.
Well, that doesn't
I was as a kid because I think Crush pins him in like seconds at the start.
Because he presses him onto the barricade, doesn't he? On his throat.
Is it over? Has he won? Oh god! But then there's, then I thought, oh no, he's got to get to the ring.
But there's a moment where Macho Man, one of them pins the other one like right on the actual mats outside the ring.
Yeah, he realizes that he has to shuffle them out.
So you have to kind of like show, and then it's like kind of going, why are you even bothering doing that? Because it's literally a case of they just have to get up and then climb in the ring and that's it.
Yeah.
Why would you drag them down the aisle into the back, which he does end up doing, obviously. But
so essentially, it's a falls count anywhere match apart from in the ring.
Well, I quite enjoyed the finish. It didn't quite go according to plan, but I quite liked the finish. It was a good idea.
It's handy that was there, wasn't it? That was awfully convenient, I thought.
Yeah, it was awfully convenient. Phil, when you're editing this, Phil, by the way, just get into the exchange that Laura and Vince have at this stage, where Laura says, "Can you tell me why Savage was not disqualified there?" And then Vince goes, "Because there's no DQ." And Laura goes, "Oh my gosh."
Can you tell me why Randy Savage was not disqualified just then? There's no disqualification, that's why. Oh my gosh! Anything goes, oh my!
I couldn't believe that Macho Man was 42 at this point.
Yeah, he wasn't a young guy.
Well, Vince thought he couldn't go anymore, so
Vince was pulling him out. Yeah, that's why he buggered off to WCW for to get like world.
This is his last pay-per-view match.
It is.
WWE anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Aye. So I'll just put here: Savage guns down the aisle towards Crush. Then Crush gets a good-looking tilt-a-whirl backbreaker in on the aisle. And then press slammed on the guardrail for a 3 count. Savage, 6 seconds, gets the ring. Fuji attacks Savage with a flag.
Yep.
No DQ, though. Bit of salt out as well.
Yep, bit of salt. Savage makes it back with 2 seconds left. blah, 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 blah. Crush gets salt in his eye as well.
Yep.
But yeah, and then Savage gets an elbow in, and his finisher, and then Vince says Savage could have pinned him right there, but then he'd be still in the ring, Vince.
Yeah, because you can't pin him anywhere. You can pin him anywhere, but not in the ring.
But it's probably falls might count anywhere, but probably not in the ring would be a good idea.
That's it. It sounds like such a TNA rule before TNA ever existed.
Okay, if it was TNA, you'd be pinned outside the ring, and then you'd have to go to a sin bin for 40 seconds. And then, depending on how many pinfalls you've got on your opponent before, you could reduce the time that you were in the sin bin by 5 seconds at a time. And then once you were out the sin bin,
I'm writing this down. This is good.
Yeah,
this is gold.
Once you were out of the sin bin, then you could on the penalty box, and then you could actually get to the ring. But you'd have to take a belt that was in a restaurant on the other side of the street, out of the kitchen of the restaurant, take it across the road, through the front foyer doors, and then climb the ladder in the middle of the ring and suspend it from the ceiling.
And that's how you bait Cameron into a TNA run.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how the rules would have worked in TNA if it was a TNA match.
Then that would have been the qualifying match.
It would have been the qualifying match for the Asylum Terror Dome that was going to come afterwards.
I don't even need to try anymore. It's great.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
It's just a shame with Crush though, because for archetypal Vince wrestlers, he had all the Vince McMahon wrestlers. He had the complete look, didn't he? He was tall, muscly, strong, but he just didn't. There was just something about him that didn't click.
He didn't have it.
No, not at all.
That magical 2-letter word. He did not have it. And
even when he's hanging upside down by some scaffolding out back.
Yeah. Speaking of things that don't have it, our next match.
Are we not going to get to Todd Pettengill being back with Bill Clinton and then
fucking terrible
IRS telling him that he has to pay his taxes?
Well, first of all, Mr. President, I'd like to thank you very much for this opportunity, and I must say you're doing a fine job of running the country. And also, congratulations on raising the taxes, because it's high time the tax cheats out there started paying their fair share.
Even though he's the president, he has to pay his taxes, which is 20 years before Trump came out.
Yeah, it's still topical, isn't it? Come on.
Yeah, it's still topical.
I do have to mention that we did get clips of the amazing Fan Fest.
Yeah, we do.
Some of these fans, holy fucking shit.
Oh yeah, I saw them. What was the thing? You could dunk the doink in the water.
Yeah.
You could do a promo with Paul Bearer. How cool would that have been?
Are you sure this wasn't like taking a county fair and they've just slapped WWF logos on it?
There is a little bit of the county fair about it, and it does. It looks to be nothing near like the fan access events they have now. Next match then is Leilani Kai versus Alundra Blaze.
That's supposed to be like the 80,000th match these two have had for the belt.
Is that why Leilani's got no entrance?
Yeah, pretty much.
And you get some pyro for Alundra. And I believe Alundra's momentarily capturing his own heart as well.
Yes, I've put down here. Alundra Blaze gets Owen Hart as a
it's a cracker.
That's how much WWF cared about women's wrestling at the time.
This is the first women's match since Royal Rumble 89.
And they point out
on pay-per-view
that Leilani was in WrestleMania 1 as well.
Yes, she was.
Which kind of says a lot about the women's division at this point in time.
What do you mean the fact it doesn't actually exist, really?
What have we got here? They babble on about Clinton again.
Obviously.
The next one. Vince does actually say at one point that Leilani Kai was involved in WrestleMania 1, I believe, as if he would have had no idea.
Here you go, a little fact.
Oh,
it's an out fact.
Up until this point, Hogan has been the only wrestler who's been at the first WrestleMania, and then, well, there's other guys, but Hogan's carried the torch of being at the first WrestleMania, and then the first 9 WrestleManias, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Because Tito Santana was at the first 8, but he only did a dark match at 9, so that doesn't count. But Hogan did 9, so he's done every WrestleMania. So now on this card with no Hogan, Leilani Kai is the only wrestler who was at WrestleMania 1.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
And I think Bret Hart's now the longest wrestler, because he's been at every WrestleMania except WrestleMania 1. He's 2 onwards.
Right. There you go.
So there you go. There's some facts for you.
That is a strong fact.
There's an Al fact for you. I was going to say, we're now going to move on to the match that never was, if you're Phil.
We mentioned, I think Alundra Blaze wins with a suplex.
No one cares. This match went 3 minutes.
And then they show the Fabulous Moolah in the crowd. Awkward.
In retrospect, awkward, yeah. Are we talking about the fact that men on the mission seem to have turned up in their pajamas?
Throw your hands to the air and wave them in atmosphere. Are you ready to give to the way? On the vision, let your body say, oh yeah! Oh yeah! Somebody in the house say, oh! Yeah, man on a mission, ready. Yeah, MST is the place to be. We are here in New York City.
Look at this, Euan. Go get him, Oscar.
Rockin' steady.
Mabel, Oscar, man on a mission. They are wrapping themselves up into a frenzy here at Madison Square Garden. We are having ourselves some time.
Did you watch the network version?
Yeah.
Of course.
Is the Quebecers music on it?
I don't remember.
Don't think so.
My goodness, Burt Reynolds, ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only. With Ron Shear and Shawn Michaels with a little egg on his face, huh? And speaking of that heavy egg on their face, rather, the Mounties, they're not the Mounties. No, they're not. They're the Quebecers. They're also the champions.
Because they cut it on the DVD version. The Quebecers don't have the "I'm not the Mountie" theme music.
Oh.
I'm not the Mounties. You know,
I think there's some kind of shenanigans with Burt Reynolds.
There is. I was just here. We break for the entirety of the introductions to the match are broken up for the fact that Burt Reynolds is backstage with Shawn Michaels, or at least there's a woman that Shawn Michaels is trying to get with, obviously.
And Burt Reynolds just swans in because he's Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, she seems to be the presenter of some kind of late night talk show or something like that in America.
Is it Rona, somebody?
No idea.
Rhonda, I've written down, I think.
Yeah, something like that. That's gone back a long way of my memory, but yeah.
But it's just like, bang, gone, out with me, love,
And
come on.
Burt Reynolds just swannies on in and just twizzles his mustache, and then she's like, oh, it's Burt Reynolds.
2, 3, cheat. Hey, what's going on?
Reynolds! Burt Reynolds! Hi!
Hey,
Oh my gosh,
hey,
I'm Rhonda
hey,
Shear.
Mr. Reynolds, let's go. Hey, she's mine.
Listen, would you get that chest shaved because it's really ugly?
What do you got in there? Oh, come on.
You know, you never come back.
Burt,
Huh?
you give me the vapors, but
I
you
know, I
also
use it.
keep me up all night.
You keep me up all night.
I think the first note I've written down here is, how are Quebec as champions? Men on the mission, ? Why this match, ?
Why is Raven managing the Quebecers?
Why is it Johnny Polo? Thank you very much.
Sorry, Johnny Polo. Sorry. It's awful.
He's no Jackie Polo, I'll tell you that much.
Not really, no.
Also, Mo and Pierre start, then the others are confused about what corner they should go into. They just kind of like amble around the ring to go, oh, this is my corner, is it?
And it takes 6 weeks for Mabel to actually get shifted into the right position.
It's like getting a bull into the thing at the beginning of a rodeo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, there's two guys with like boxes just trying to.
Oh, that's an image.
Two guys either side of them with like, you know, big things just trying to like just guide him in.
Rhonda Shears, I've got it written down here.
Rhonda Shears, there we go.
There we go.
I think I'm also written. It must be when Mabel comes into the ring that it's always fun to see when a big man goes over the top rope to get into the ring, but he isn't quite tall enough to do it.
Yeah, it does.
So he's kind of really leans down on the ropes to get him as low as possible.
Exactly.
I remember this match not being very good.
Well, there's a surprise.
Awful.
And is it a count-out win?
Yeah, Men on the Mission win by count out.
So they don't get the titles.
And then Oscar starts rapping again. And you're like, no, please, shush. Shush.
I've written down Mabel did a heel kick. There you go.
She does. One stage, yeah.
But they used to do that all the time in Viscera.
He was just letting a fart go.
Apparently, there was also a good backdrop to the outside that was good. I've written that. So there was one good spot in it.
There's not many.
They double suplex Mabel. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like the double suplex spot, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's like a count-out finish, and then you have the winners treated like the champions. It's the Luger thing, isn't it? It's like it's really kind of like you know the booking team are like, we can't trust these guys to go with the belt.
Yeah.
You know, we want to give them a win because we had a heel win earlier, so we want a babyface win, but we don't want to put the belts on them because they're not very good. So we'll do a count-out.
Men on the Mission got the belts.
Yeah, they just took them, didn't they? They just took them.
Yep.
No, they got the belts a few weeks later.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
And well, the rumor is they got them accidentally. The rumor is it was in England. Actually, it was in England during the tour of England. The rumor is Mabel fell on one of them and was too fat to get up.
Wow!
So the referee counted the 3, and yep, they had the titles and they were the champions. But they dropped them back 2 nights later or whatever it was. Yep. But that's the story that it was a total accident. It wasn't meant to happen.
Oh,
I'm actually amazed that Mabel made it over to the UK in a plane.
He went in like one of those like army planes, you know, like one of them in the back with his big jacket on.
You just check him in his luggage. It's going to be one hell of an excess baggage fee.
Just put him in his big Mabel jacket and he's fine. They do another WrestleMania moment, WrestleMania 6. Anybody surprised they actually mentioned the Ultimate Warrior?
A little bit.
They're not. A lot of these WrestleMania moments are trying to screw over Hogan.
That's a fair point, actually.
A lot of them are basically kind of denying any Hogan existence whatsoever.
Yeah, because what was the WrestleMania 3 one?
Did they not do like Savage Steamboat WrestleMania 3?
I think so, yeah, you're right, yeah.
Just checking. Yep, it is. No, it's Andre Hogan.
Oh, they do go for that, do they? Well, I suppose.
They don't show anything of Hogan celebrating or anything like that. They're just literally just like,
it's a stare down, that's it.
Because he'll have obviously been, 94? He'll have just been on his way.
Yeah.
Yep.
WCW.
He's on his way.
Walking straight into the Dungeon of Doom storyline, probably. But
we don't need Hulk Hogan because Mr. Perfect's back.
Yay!
That's a cool surprise.
Yeah, come back as a ref.
Did anyone spot who the ring announcer was?
Was it Mark Wahlberg?
Nope, Donnie Wahlberg. You're very close though.
Donnie Wahlberg. I wrote down Wahlberg and I gambled.
I put down here, Donnie Wahlberg seems to be auditioning for an interview with the vampire. Because he's got the shades on indoors and
he's looking for that Gangrel gimmick a bit few too early.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he needs the goblet just with the red viscous fluid. That'd be perfect. So yeah, speaking of perfect is referee in this match.
Yes.
Maybe he can carry the two of them through to a good match.
Perfect gets a hell of a reaction when he comes out.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first our special guest referee for this match, Mr. Perfect.
How about that? Can you believe it? Wait a minute! Returning back to the World Wrestling Federation, a standing ovation. Whoa, my, Mr. Perfect!
This would have been his...
Well, we haven't seen him since just before Survivor Series.
Definitely last year, but...
Well, he was supposed to be in Survivor Series 93, but he pulled out because of injury. So his last pay-per-view was SummerSlam 93.
Yeah, aye, there we go. So Vince basically shoots his load about Luger, chanting yes, 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 yes.
Lex Luger! Yes, yes, yes! You can feel it! Luger's capacity crowd carrying all that! They're ready! They're ready for Lex Luger! They're ready for a new World Wrestling Federation champion! They're ready for the World Wrestling Federation to blast off into the next decade!
They're really wanting, but I mean, I think this is the start of the end, isn't it, for Luger?
I think the end was coming long before this, though. When they suddenly, I mean, when you think about it, SummerSlam 93 was,
they didn't put the belt on
9 months beforehand. They didn't put the belt on him then. So he's technically got a Royal Rumble win now, or co-Royal Rumble win. And so I think that the Lex Express is a long and distant memory. I think the wheels have fallen off.
I was literally just about to say that. So, yeah, you stole my line.
Yeah, sorry.
But it's okay.
I didn't know. Luger gets absolutely leveled by Yoko.
He gets
then, for some bizarre reason, one Luger punch sends Yokozuna spilling up the top through the rope.
It's the power of America, isn't it?
Power of America is
behind that fist.
I am a real American.
No, wrong theme tune. I think we got some crappy. Is it? I don't know what Lex Luger had. It was terrible.
This is why we keep Al.
Something like that.
Yeah, we keep Al.
Yeah.
Yokozuna is into the steel steps. Luger gets a crossbody for a 2 count. Luger just can't slam Yoko anymore because he keeps trying to do it.
Yeah.
Yokozuna removes the turnbuckle pad, but Perfect just doesn't notice.
Because why would he do that?
And then Yokozuna then proceeds, with this exposed turnbuckle, to do that nerve hold to Lex Luger for what feels like about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And at one point, Vince goes, "The sweat is pouring off Yokozuna." Yeah, from the physical exertion of standing there and moving your thumb.
Those are very hot lights in the house. So, I can appreciate his struggle.
I must admit, I look at Yokozuna and know he has the cardio condition to do 2 matches in the same night.
Yeah,
that's the guy who you want doing 2 matches in one night.
That's your workhorse. That's your workhorse, isn't it?
That's your workhorse guy. He's essentially the Roderick Strong of WrestleMania 10.
Oh, goodness. Did anybody spot the Lex Loser sign?
Yes.
I didn't. No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, well played, sign. Well played.
Lex Luger breaks out the nerve hold, but then within about 3 seconds, Yoko just batters him over the head.
Is it those chops?
Luger goes down, and then he goes back to the nerve hold.
They've written down the noise from Yoko's chops are immense.
Perfect won't take any cut from Yokozuna. It's already 2-on-1. You just don't want to make it any more obvious. And Yokozuna just finishes. He is hammering him.
Yeah, they are. Oh, yeah, they are.
They're almost Walter level. Like, ow.
Yeah.
There is a boring chant rises up.
Yep.
Madison Square Garden.
What, for a nerve hold? I can't believe that.
I think Jim Cornette started that, did he not?
Yeah, probably. Yoko then gets the bear hug in and then suplexes Luger from that.
He always did have a good belly to belly, did Yoko?
He did.
Got a nice snap
but
to
then
it.
Yokozuna's head is smashed into the steel exposed turnbuckle.
Oh, no. You couldn't see
And
that
then
coming.
Lex gets 3 clotheslines and a forearm with the steel plate. Cornette's in the ring. Fuji's in the ring. Perfect won't count the pinfall.
I like this because they're all dead in the ring, aren't they?
Yeah, Lex pushes him. And as soon as Lex Luger pushes Perfect DQs him.
And the look on his face, I think, is very good.
It's great. And then there's this massive bullshit chant that rises
that's the best bit of this match.
Lex Luger stands disqualified. Todd Pettengill, I believe, is back there. Listen to this capacity crowd. Wait a minute.
I think I've written down, what a stunningly flat ending.
Well, what a flat match.
Yeah.
It's awful.
All the air is completely out of the room.
To be fair, there wasn't much air in the room considering the shit show that had been on for 14 minutes at this point.
I quite enjoyed the little bit at the end between Luger and Perfect. I thought that was done. I really bought into that.
Shouting in the corridor.
I thought that was done really well. I did. I thought that was done really well.
Well, Luger's got the point. As soon as you lay your hands on an official, then
it's done.
You've done.
Lex Luger, he has no reason putting his hands on Mr. Perfect or an official in the World Wrestling Federation. When you put your hands on an official, you're automatically disqualified. I call it the way I saw it.
Give me one good reason why.
I'll give you 3 good reasons.
Here's a good one.
Here's the first one, Luger. Number 1, you don't throw managers in the ring. They were on the outside. Number 2, you don't police. You don't touch an official. It's the World Wrestling Federation. You never touch an official.
You should come to the match beforehand. Not doing that.
I don't have a problem with you. I don't have a problem with you. You do not touch an official in the World Wrestling Federation.
That's bogus, and you know it.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's the way it is.
I thought it was a very believable exchange between the two. I think Luger genuinely looked pissed off he lost the match. And Perfect was being very arrogant, like, he's right because he's perfect. He's got the point. And I just thought that little segment between the two came across really good.
It was a really good. Yeah. It's actually, it feels like something that could be done with the modern day stuff.
That was supposed to be the payoff. Was supposed to be them two in a feud, but Perfect's back was too knackered, so they couldn't go ahead with it.
Shame that.
There's a few other bits like that, isn't there? They kind of show some kind of backstage post-match stuff, which kind of freshens up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, this one included.
I like this backstage one.
Yeah. But guys, who would have thought the WrestleMania highlight of WrestleMania 7 was the blindfold match?
I've got a soft spot of that.
Of course you do.
As a kid.
Of course you do.
The two of them just stood in the ring. Is it Jake the Snake and the model, isn't it?
Yeah, Eric.
Just reaching out, trying to like walking slowly around a ring.
It's such a stupid fucking match.
You know what though? Still better than Men on the Mission.
Wow,
yes,
true.
It is.
Jake the Snake blindfolded is still better than both Mabel and Mo. And Oscar. Don't forget Oscar.
Don't forget Oscar.
Are we on to the match of the night?
No.
Are you meaning the little bonus match thing we've got going on now?
Because I've written down Atom Bomb versus Earthquake, and I don't think that was even a match.
That was the match of the night, yeah.
Match of the night It's a match as far as getting at the ring as quickly as fucking possible.
I love this. I loved this match as a kid. Loved it. I loved Earthquake was back. I was like, yay!
So you're
originally, here you go, some more facts for you. Do you know who Earthquake's original opponent was?
Tugboat.
Who would Earthquake be fighting?
He was injured. He's injured for a long time.
Dino Bravo.
He never came back.
Dino Bravo.
Hercules.
No, in 1994, he's done
Paul Roma.
Days. So, I'm just going to tell you.
Pat Patterson.
Demolition Crush.
Borga.
Oh, Ludwig Borga, of course.
Oh, Ludwig Borga.
This is what I wondered, because he was injured. He's
been and gone by this point, isn't he? Yeah.
He knackered his ankle up, and they were hoping he'd be ready for Mania. But I don't know. This is how I often wondered. How would this match would have worked? Would they literally have still squashed him as a punishment, for being injured, and just decided the Borga thing was over and they're just going to use him as a jobber? Or would it be Borga's comeback and he would have squashed Earthquake? I often wonder how they would have done it, I often wonder, they really had hopes for him. They really wanted to build him, but I don't know how they would have worked it. If he could have wrestled. He never wrestled again.
He might have got the Atom Bomb push.
Yeah. Did you like to start the Harvey Wippleman Howard Finkel feud?
Yeah, those two are good. They got chemistry. That lasts longer than the actual matches, I believe.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, may I introduce the manager, Harvey Wippleman.
Just put that microphone in my hand, man. You know what? You've always, in my mind, been an ugly,
what is going on now?
Big-eared, monkey-faced, bald-headed, New York Yankee piece of garbage.
Ooh, that's telling it like it is, isn't it?
These guys have had a little bit of a problem before.
Now, Mr. Howard the Fink is now. You've got hair on your head, but you still got big ears, a monkey face, a banana nose. You dress like a goof. This is gonna be the ugliest looking suit I ever saw in my life.
Hey, wait a minute.
That's what I think of you.
Hey!
Howard Finkel just shoved Harvey on his keister and... Oh, wait a minute. Here comes Adam Bomb.
Don't take that, Harvey Wippleman.
Hey. Oh, no. Look at this.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Get ready for another WrestleMania moment right here.
Wait a minute. Here comes Earthquake from behind.
Look out from behind.
Oh, Earthquake hammering Adam Bomb. Howard Finkel runs for cover. And Earthquake, did you see what he just did to Adam Bomb?
Yeah, jumped him from behind like a backfighter. A gutless coward.
Look at this. Earthquake with Adam Bomb now. And a huge power slam. Unbelievable. What?
Oh, no.
The Trimmers are starting here in Madison Square Garden. Look out, look out. It's the big one. Oh. It's the big one. Whoa.
Well, what do you expect? He got jumped from behind.
Here is your winner, Earthquake.
They've got chemistry because they had a match on Raw.
What?
It wasn't a normal match. Who can guess what the stipulation was?
Oh God!
Was it a dress match?
It's very much in the bit, if I remember correctly.
Now there's a small chiming
Tuxedo match?
bit of my memory that kind of remembers this, and now I'm trying to remember what the stipulation was.
Is it a weasel suit match? Like
you're very
Yeah,
close.
You're very something.
Close.
Was it a nappy?
No.
What was Whippleman called? Did he have a nickname? Go on now, put that one misery.
What is it?
Does he not? If I remember correctly, does he not rip his suit at the start of the match? At the start of the thing?
Yeah.
It's a tuxedo match.
I said tuxedo match.
Oh, did you? Sorry, I did not hear. I apologise. I did not hear.
Did say tuxedo match?
Did not hear. Yes, before there was bra and panties matches, you'd much rather see two middle-aged men try to strip each other.
I know I would.
But I loved it. I loved that match. I remember, it was great. I loved Earthquake just coming out and then just I really enjoyed that.
I remember having a soft spot for Atom Bomb. I don't know why.
Because he was so shit you loved him?
Yeah, I think so.
He was the big guy that ate bootlaces to colour his tongue red.
Yeah. He had funky eyes, didn't he?
No,
eyes.
you're all wrong. He came from 3 Mile Island, and it was due to radiation exposure. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're getting your stories of bootlaces and fake contact lenses from.
Essentially, that would mean vomiting and hair loss.
Yeah.
Which I don't think would really be something.
What stupid books
I
have
don't know. I
you
can
been
see Vince
reading?
going for that.
You get very tall, very muscly, poor at wrestling, and a pair of luminous goggles. That's what you get. That's what radiation poisoning does.
So it's almost like if Banana Man was a wrestler. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly. You know.
But can you not see Vince going for the vomiting, though? You're going to come to the ring, and you're going to throw up on your opponents as you pin them. Right all over their face.
And then you're going to take a chunk of your own hair out and put it in their mouth.
And then we'll start the cameras.
Yeah. I can see Vince going for that.
I can see
so
that.
So after that 30-second match, I believe we're in for the match that everyone remembers this for, pretty much.
Well, we got Cornette puts over Yokozuna big style.
Yes.
There's a moment for WrestleMania 8 that isn't the Piper match. I don't know what the point of that was. And yeah, there's some stupid. Was it a ladder match?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can't remember.
Can we give a bit more credence to the promo that Jim Cornette has for Yokozuna?
It's a cracker.
Pretty great.
It's an absolute belter.
Who's got the belt? Who's still the champion? That's all you need to know, Petting Zoo. And let me tell you something right now. Lex Luger, you thought you had everything well in hand, just like a purring kitten. But you found out, in the immortal words of the great poet and philosopher Ian Anderson, he who made kittens put snakes in the grass. And I thought Mr. Perfect did a wonderful job officiating. I thought he was fair and square and down the middle. And remember, the special referees were agreed upon by both parties, Luger. Now as to Bret Hart, let me explain something to you, punk. It's no longer a question of whether you're going to come out of this match with the World Wrestling Federation title. No, it's a question of whether you're going to come out of this match with your health, your body, and your career intact. Because you got to get in that ring, Bret Hart, and you got to think to yourself, you got to have the pain, the agony, the degradation, the humiliation of being beaten by your own brother on worldwide pay-per-view. All that running through your mind. And you got to have the pain of that knee. Don't think we didn't notice it. The pain of that knee that you injured, who knows how badly, coursing through your body, affecting your judgment, clouding your instincts. So Bret Hart, you are going to have to come to terms with. You're going to have to deal with the fact that it's no longer a matter of you trying to win the title. It's a matter of you trying to keep yourself in one piece when you climb in the ring and you look into the eyes of the monster. The most powerful, the most intimidating, the most dominant force that's ever existed in wrestling history. The great, mighty Yokozuna, still the World Wrestling Federation champion. So Bret Hart, you talk about waking a sleeping giant. He's not only awake, but he's mad, he's enraged, he's furious, and he's hungry. He's hungry and he wants to be fed. And Bret Hart, he's going to be the shark. The wrestling ring's going to be the ocean. And you, Bret Hart, are going to be the blood poured into the water that ticks off the feeding frenzy. He's going to chew you up and spit you out, Hart, and your career may be over at the biggest WrestleMania of all time. I can't wait to see it happen. Banzai!
Does he literally go, listen, Yokozuna's too knackered to wrestle. He's going to spend the last match lying round on his back.
No, he goes on about how he's going about how much he's going to break Bret Hart, and it's just amazing. Play some of that promo in this, Phil. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's Jim Cornette at his peak angry, crazy self.
Yep, he's great, and it's absolutely amazing.
It's just I find it so hard to listen to Jim Cornette sometimes nowadays because of it's a lot of he's a very polarizing man. I think that's fair to say, but back in the day, he couldn't be touched.
Oh
no,
yeah.
I mean, I listen to like the Cult of Cornette stuff and things like that now, and I appreciate that a lot of his knowledge is based on the old school territory days and the fact that I can see exactly what he means. And yes, that would draw a crowd, but I do find he's somewhat dismissive of what happens these days and how sometimes those stories are built these days. Yes, sometimes the old-fashioned way for the foundation of it is still correct.
Correct.
Bless Al.
Sorry, I try to do that away from the phone as well.
You failed.
But I do find sometimes that Jim Cornette does have a bit of the old man shouting at clouds.
Yeah.
Well, what doesn't help when people are actively feeding him stuff on Twitter just to get a reaction from him.
I hate that. It's like
it's so sad.
Here's this guy that pretended to shoot a gun in the middle of the ring and kill his opponent. Oh, isn't this stupid? And then Jim Cornette I don't think it really appreciates the fact that wrestling is like there's different genres of wrestling.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it depends on the context of the match, isn't it? Like, Joey Ryan's penis plex and stuff.
Exactly. I mean, if that's you go and see Joey Ryan, you're not going to go and see it is a comedy thing. He can wrestle.
Yeah.
Oh, he
has comedy aspects. It's the same with Colt Cabana. Comedy aspects of the character.
Yeah. As long as it works with the context of the show, it's fine, isn't it?
Yeah, as long as it's in
Precisely.
the context, that's fine. Not a problem at all. But Jim Cornette's got this big, massive problem with any wrestling that's not 100% deadly serious. And, two guys wanting to actively kill each other kind of thing. And, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
there's other bits as well that are really hilariously funny. God knows what Jim Cornette must think of Grado.
I'm going to say it's not positive. I mean, I think somebody tweeted him a clip of a DDT show from recently. Just some context, it was their sort of G1 equivalent. This was the first round. The two competitors came out of their opposite entranceways on push bikes in full armor with lances.
Nice.
And proceeded to have a joust for the first 5 minutes of the match.
Right.
It
Lovely.
was tremendous.
But this
I really need to subscribe to DDT Pro because just some of the stories from the matches are hysterical. They crack me up so much.
It's magnificent.
Yeah, because
the guy can't pin the ref can't pin the guy because they're best friends, and he goes to a montage of them having a day out.
Yes.
It's one of my favourite things in the world. That is.
It's just, and also Dan Sciccardino just coming out and actively committing assault on everyone in the crowd.
Yep. It's great. It's great. But yeah, that's it. Jim Cornette sometimes needs to lighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
He's effective for that. The next match. Sorry,
I was just going to go on a little Jim. I didn't read the full story, but someone's put a video on YouTube saying Jim Cornette's quit YouTube. Is it just a thing, or is there more context to that?
Vince also quit YouTube and he went to Twitch, and now he's been watched by approximately 8 people, and somebody forgot to turn his computer off that one time.
Nice.
Well done. And apparently, one of the things, Jim Cornette literally didn't really like what he was doing at this moment in time. He literally did it because Vince was helping Smoky Mountain Wrestling. So he literally just went and did the best he could just so Vince would help his wrestling organization. I don't think he particularly enjoyed being a corner man for Yokozuna or anything.
Well, was Smoky Mountain not a feeder league for
It was.
WWE?
Well, it was. They've got a working relationship at this moment.
Oh, they got a work. No, it was Ohio Valley he was in charge of, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that went well.
That went
like
really,
a weird
really well.
little team of kind of, you got Yokozuna, and then obviously Fuji's manager, then Cornette comes in, and then Owen Hart teams with Yoko. Does Lou join that little heel team as well? Or did they feud?
Crush is in it.
Crush, yeah.
Oh,
it's like a weird little heel stable there, isn't it? They got there. Is it Camp Cornette they call them?
No, that's later on. Camp Cornette with Owen, Bulldog, and Vader. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. But it's like he kind of was like slotted into that gap left by Bobby Heenan up to a point.
A little bit, yeah. Cornette's an amazing manager.
A kind of slimy manager with like a group of heels.
It's
never
almost
quite
like
going over, but was still really good.
It's almost like that particular manager, be it Heenan or Cornette, was the sort of island of misfit wrestlers. He would just have this random conglomeration of different personalities, body shapes. There was no consistent theme, but through the managers, it worked.
Yeah. What if Cornette ever managed Hercules?
Don't think so.
Anyway, right out the building.
Anyway, we have already on this we've already established in this podcast. Are we finished doing Earthquake and Atom Bomb?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, we mentioned it like it already went on 400 times longer than the match did.
10 minutes, yeah.
We'll keep on going.
We've already established on this podcast that the next match is the greatest Intercontinental match of all time.
Just like we established the greatest tag team of all time.
Shut up.
So, do we need to talk more about how brilliant the ladder match between Shawn Michaels and Razor is?
For the time period, for what I'd seen before, these two guys came out and literally changed, not in a Kenny Omega way, changed the world of wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's worth noting this wasn't the first ladder match.
No, it was not. But it was
Bret Hart got there first, and yada yada.
Bret Hart. Sure. Apparently, the story goes that the SummerSlam '92, before it was in Wembley, it was in Washington, I think, off the top of my head. And
Maryland, wasn't it?
Was it Maryland, Washington DC? Yeah, Maryland. Yeah.
Totally different place. But never mind.
What, Washington DC's in Maryland?
Is it?
Yeah, Washington D.C. is in Maryland.
You think of the Washington State?
No, Washington D.C. as in where the White House is.
Yeah.
Anyway, but where was I? And apparently they wanted to do Brett Shawn for the Intercontinental title, and Brett's idea, because he did it in Stampede, was he wants a ladder match. And Vince was like, that sounds stupid. I don't want a ladder match. Bret was like, we'll try a ladder match. No. We'll try a ladder match. No. And apparently this house show taping, or this television taping, they went, right, I'll tell you what, Bret, go find a ladder and you and Shawn can show me. So he had to go and tell Shawn that having a ladder match, and then he had to go and find a ladder. And then they had the ladder match at that house show, which has made a few DVDs since. And that was it. But they literally kept it on the shelf, for nearly 2 years before they used it at WrestleMania.
But it made sense because, this was into like a big feud, wasn't it? The Ramon Michaels feud, 2 Intercontinental belts in the air.
Well, what happened was 93, Michaels, I think they kept it hush for years, but Michaels failed a drugs test. But he was still the Intercontinental Champion, but he was suspended. So they did a storyline where I think there was a talk of him not even wanting to come back or something. So they did a storyline where, because, listen to this, Brock Lesnar, because he didn't defend his title within 30 days, they stripped him of his title. And they put it in a battle royal on Raw, and the last 2 was Rick Martel and Razor Ramon, and they would have a match for the vacant title. So they had the match, and Razor Ramon won. He's the new champion. But then Shawn Michaels returned with this belt, this like made up belt, claiming he was the real Intercontinental Champion, and that's how the feud done.
Like
so
a white one, and then like
I think he had a different colour, didn't he? So that's why there's 2 belts above the ring during the match.
There's so many little bits about I really like about this, but like obviously he raises the face, but like he still gives the ring guy like shade about his stuff.
Yeah.
When he hands over his chains, he's still like giving him hats all over it and things. Like Scott Hall was a great worker.
He was, and it's towing that fine line between he knows he's the good guy in this situation. However, he's still got that machismo cool edge to him.
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
Yes, he's the bad guy. He's
the bad guy.
He's the man.
The thing I didn't like about this, which storyline might make sense, the referee sent Diesel to the back. It's like, it's no disqualifications. You can't really do that. What are you going to do if Diesel doesn't? What are you going to do if Diesel doesn't go to the back?
Wait for him to do his quad.
It is a
yeah, for his own good.
I was going to say,
get back there now, Kevin. Your quad's looking dodgy. You're going to rip it any second now.
It's Kevin Nash's perfect payday.
Yeah, just comes in, off he goes, straight to the bar, job done.
He probably appeared more times in Fear and Loathing last year than he did in this pay-per-view.
I first said the word "fuck" more than he's ever said in his entire life during that appearance.
The highlight of that for me was the first bit where Kevin Nash came down and went, "Wait, I'm in a wrestling company where I can say the word fuck," and everyone started chanting "fuck, fuck, 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 fuck."
Glasgow crowds.
Yep, it was just brilliant. It was brilliant. It was absolutely amazing.
I can't wait for Fear and Loathing.
No, nor can I.
Have we got a commissioner?
Not yet, but
I feel we've heard enough. Right, back to ladder match.
Yeah, I think like all of our thoughts are on that IC podcast. But
yeah,
it's a cracker, isn't it?
There's still brilliant spots,
Yeah,
and I wanted Michaels to win. I wanted Michaels to win is very much a mark back then. I wanted Michaels to win.
That's understandable.
Well, everybody loves a good mullet, and Michaels' mullet back then was glorious.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's the next chapter of this little match, I shall tell. Right, they got the cue to go home. Like, that's it. Take it home, guys. They continue wrestling for another 15 minutes.
Whee.
Right, they did the match, they got back, and Macho Man gave them absolutely hell.
Wow.
Because they went 15 minutes, thus 10 guys were cut from the WrestleMania card and didn't get their WrestleMania payday because them 2 went on too long, deliberately went on too long.
Wow.
Oof.
So it denied us the 10-man, because WrestleMania 10, you see. So you need a 10-man tag team match of Double J, the Head Shrinkers.
Stop.
Oh God, I can't remember the rest. Double J, IRS.
Oh my God, Bill Clinton.
Rick Martel against the Smoking Guns, Bob Holly, Tatanka, and the 1-2-3 Kid. I think.
I was going to say X-Pac, but the 1-2.
Yeah.
You see him backstage, don't you? Because there's no 10-man tag because there's no captain or something.
Yeah, they
have an argument. That's right. That's how they explain it away, because the heel team have an argument in the locker room and no one can decide who the captain is.
Listen up. I'm the captain, so this is what's going to happen. No, I got more experience. I should be the captain. No. WrestleMania 10's got the best entertainers and the best wrestlers. That's me, Double J. No. No, I'm captain.
No, wait a minute. We gotta work the captain. All right, it looks like we're not going to have the 10-man tag. It doesn't
can't decide who's going to be the captain.
All right.
Well, just in case you want to know, because I know you were really disappointed that match wasn't there. The run at the next night on Raw.
Okay. Now, when they're bothered about having a captain, is that because they're running it in Lucha rules where if the captain gets pinned, the entire match is done? Or is it just to have a captain?
They need to nominate a captain, apparently, to have the match start.
Yeah, because that's how it works with all tag team matches.
Yeah, that's how it works with every single team match. Is this not the one where, is it Arthur sits there and kind of like halfway through chewing a chicken wing goes, Captain!
That's very racist, Cameron.
Yeah, it's just, well, I was the one that put it on telly.
You might as well be dancing the Charleston.
Probably, yeah, but there you go.
But just so you know, that match on Raw, the heel team wins. Of
course.
That's because they've got a captain then. I don't even know who it is. But that's why.
They haven't got time, but the flip side of that is they haven't got time to do this 10-man tag and give 10 wrestlers the WrestleMania payday, but they have still got time to take the piss out of Clinton some more.
Yeah.
Mr. President, it's certainly a pleasure to meet you and have you here as a guest at WrestleMania 10. But with all due respect, sir, to you and your position, I think there's one thing that you would have to agree with me on, and that's that everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
I'm sorry, I just don't want to get into politics tonight. I'm just here to enjoy myself. I'm having a great time, and please, no questions like that.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
Apparently, there's a good memory for WrestleMania 9, but I'm not sure about that.
Was it the elephant?
Was it
Undertaker? I don't remember.
I can't remember now.
It's Yokozuna winning over Bret Hart.
Just to set up.
Yes.
Well. Another little WrestleMania tidbit. Apparently, the ring announcer, despite his injury, and he really wanted to do, was Burt Reynolds, which I thought was cool.
Yeah,
he's got his hand in a cast or something. It's a legitimate injury, but no, he's a professional. He worked through it.
Here's my question: do you think Burt Reynolds was drunk at this point?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
You
Apparently
sure?
he wasn't.
Burt, though, come on.
Bruce Pritchard, I can't say his name. Bruce Pritchard went to him and said, "Okay, Mr. Reynolds, you've got to read the card like this and work the crowd up, and you read it like this and you do it like this." And apparently Burt Reynolds turned around and goes, "Listen, son, that was the wrong response. What you should have said is, Mr. Reynolds, you've done stuff like this for years. Mr. Reynolds, you've got the experience to work this crowd. Mr. Reynolds, you know what you're doing. Mr. Reynolds, you'll do this in your unique way and do it correctly." So yeah,
to be fair, it's Burt Reynolds. You could just give him the car and go, "You know what to do." That's all you have to do.
Exactly. Yeah. That was Burt Reynolds'. That was exactly Burt Reynolds' point. He's like, he doesn't need any young guy telling him how to do.
No,
I
would go with him on that. Yeah.
But I thought the guest referee was fantastic. I popped for this big time when I was watching this live. I thought the guest referee was brilliant for this.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happier to be here than you are.
I don't know about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest scheduled for one fall is our second World Wrestling Federation Championship match. This time, I introduce you to the special guest referee.
All right, here we go.
I think I know who it is. I think it's Owen Hart. A last-minute
And
replacement.
I'm a huge fan of his, too, and I know you are.
It is Owen Hart.
Rowdy.
What?
Rowdy. Piper.
Where's the hot rod? Where is it? Well, how about that?
Yeah, it was good to see. I mean, because what I liked as well is when Piper came out, you got massive pop from that.
Oh yeah, the crowd. Yeah. To be fair, up to this point, the crowd had quite a disappointing mid to late section of the card.
Well, you had the ladder match, but other than that,
right? Other than that,
they had Adam Bomb.
Yeah, that cooled him off a little bit, didn't it?
What I loved on commentary was they kept playing back to the Piper Bret Hart match, saying that he won't call it down the middle because of the Piper Bret Hart match, which I thought was really clever.
This is back in the day where they would, like we discussed this earlier, where you would get little breadcrumbs of something. Then 6 months down the line, a year down the line, it would pay off. That's what's missing from modern wrestling a lot now.
Oh yeah, consistency,
consistency, and just being able to see a storyline through.
You can't even remember, like I don't know. Let's just say we watch wrestling and it's like, oh, there's Dean Ambrose fighting Bray Wyatt. We remember when Bray Wyatt did this. It's like, no, we don't. I don't remember. It wasn't memorable. He's fought Bray Wyatt 50 million times. I don't remember which time it was. You know,
that goes back to my earlier point that they're no longer a wrestling company. They're now a company that just happens to show wrestling, but it's basically a giant soap opera.
Yeah, with a $2 billion TV deal. So
I had a very large meltdown when I saw that number because of that. I think it was that point I just gave up on everything because they're never going to change when they're getting $2 billion deals from Fox of all places.
Yeah,
I cannot wait for the reverse of this particular evening where we get the Democrats getting mocked for 3 hours a week.
Next, we have the greatest, one of the greatest workers in cardiovascular vascular conditioning against Bret Hart.
Oh, he's got a vascular condition, but not the cardio.
Yeah, who's already had one match tonight already. So
and he puts on a 5-star classic of how to walk
walking.
It's rolling, isn't it? He rolls around the ring. He's literally gassed. He's literally gassed when he gets in the ring. I don't even know how they're going to have a match.
He gives Piper a good glare, though.
That's probably because he's let puppy dog eyes off. Please help me.
Yeah. And I've written down, could Piper be dressed any less like a referee?
Oh, it's Piper. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't have to dress.
When Perfect did it earlier, he had like the shirt on. He did it properly. Piper's just like, I'm just going to wear
the match itself is a pretty lame main event. I mean,
it's not the best.
I know WrestleMania 9 wasn't brilliant, but it was a lot better than the main event was a lot better than this. I think
the one redeeming factor of this match is Bret Hart's psychology is on point. He's selling everything the way he should. He's selling his knee. He sells the banzai drop after he gets it.
Yeah.
And then obviously in the end he wins. Spoilers, but it's not like you see now. I'm going on some modern day rant. I feel like I'm Jim Cornette all of a sudden. You see Roman Reigns getting pummeled for 20 minutes, and all of a sudden he just gets this 10-minute boost of adrenaline, and he's king of the world. Whereas Bret Hart had to fight and claw for every single bit he got in this match.
Oh yeah, this looks like it takes effort.
Yep, and then he gets the win, but Bret Hart's not, doing high fives. I'm not too
keen on the finish.
It's clunky.
Well, when he just falls off the turnbuckle.
Well, similar. They did it with Austin many years later, didn't they?
It broke, didn't it? The ropes broke or something.
Well,
yeah, but this one, I don't think the ropes. I don't know if it was supposed to break. Did he just fall? I don't remember the ropes.
He lost his balance, I think.
Yeah,
he just falls down, and Bret pins him.
And then, if I remember correctly, Bret wins the belt, and he gets on the microphone, and then Hulk Hogan comes down, and he challenges him to a match there and then. Is that right?
No.
Oh, am I getting mixed up with something? No, all right then.
I have written down on the notes here going, why was this not? And it could have been Hart versus Luger, and would that have been better?
Well, I don't think you can have a WrestleMania without Real American playing at the end. But there you go. That's my opinion.
And you will.
Well, yes,
I think it was Hart versus Luger. You would have had the same problem that one of them's completely immobile.
This is the first WrestleMania without Hogan at the ring at the end. You know that?
How very sad.
I'm sure it is. I'm going through. Yeah, it is. It's the first. Even the main event WrestleMania 4, he wasn't involved in. He was still there at the bloody end.
Still
of the
there,
ring.
still in the spotlight.
I would have preferred the coked out Iron Sheik getting on the mic and just saying horrible things for 5 minutes for the Curtis mic than have Hulk Hogan.
What I would have really liked in this match, because Piper's getting like so many pops during the match. Imagine if at the end he swerved and just laid out Bret and won the belt.
All right, Vince Russo, that's enough out of you.
I would have been brilliant. I would have loved it. Because he never won the belt, did he? So in Madison Square Garden, see the WrestleMania 1.
But then
Piper steals the heavyweight belt from Bret Hart. How cool would that have been?
But we would never have got the amazing shot at the end of this show when Owen Hart appears in the aisleway staring a hole through his brother, who is lording the belt in the ring.
Apparently it was McMahon's idea. He sent all the wrestlers in. Apparently it was Bret Hart regaled the story from years, and Vince must have remembered it. He said he had this bully at school, and he defeated the bullies, so all the people raised them up like they were doing at the end. And he said that he thinks that's why Vince sent all the wrestlers down to try and reenact that. But you're right, the bit where Owen comes out and you think, is he going to congratulate him? Is he going to congratulate? No, he's not going to congratulate.
It's amazing. Yeah. I mark for this still because it is so subtle, but exactly what is going on, and you know exactly where it's going.
And it does build up to the best steel cage match at SummerSlam '94.
We haven't determined.
Whoa,
that yet,
second best. Kennel from Hell first.
Oh my God!
Shut up.
This is on your head, this Cameron. You started this. This is
I
your
started
fault.
this. So I'm going to be the next round table best cage match.
There we go.
Anyway, that is a fantastic end at the pay-per-view. It's a good shot to end on.
It's wonderful because you don't have to say anything, whereas if it was nowadays, you'd be getting like 8,000 different shots.
Yeah, you'd be getting like, Michael Cole going after Black.
It's just a single shot, and it tells you everything you have to know.
Yep. It's amazing.
Simple things. Sometimes the simple things, when done well, work.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just a really cool thing to end on.
Yeah.
So that's the pay-per-view. Done.
Yeah.
10 years of WrestleMania.
10 years of WrestleMania.
And 4 more years of Bill Clinton.
Yay.
It's one of those, it feels awfully kind of like, obviously WrestleMania now is just this massive show, this all-encompassing huge arena thing.
It's a stadium, isn't it?
And it often feels really weird watching some like the first sort of 1 through to 15 that just feel almost low-key in comparison.
Yeah, but
3's the only one that kind of compares to the modern ones, isn't it? Just based on the size of the building.
Yeah, 3's massive, yeah.
But all the rest, although 8 was in a stadium, wasn't it? But it didn't feel packed.
It didn't feel. No, a lot of it's a lot of floor space on that one.
Yeah.
Goes back to my earlier point. It's an entertainment product now. A lot of the setups now are geared towards how many people can we stick in this arena. The atmosphere doesn't matter. The aesthetics don't matter. They've got the same Tron up all the time now. They just put different graphics on it. It's clear now that what WWE now is in 2018 compared to what it was in 1994 are two very different, two very distinct things.
Yeah. Thank God for NXT. That's all I can say.
What I like about Madison Square Garden is the ramp faces the ring, the entrance faces the ring, which I thought was really cool.
It's different, isn't it? Yeah.
I love that because it's just it's a unique shot. And that's why it works. It works at Survivor Series. It's there. It works at the Rumble. That's there.
Oh, it's cracking for the Rumble, isn't it?
Oh, as I mentioned earlier, Rumble 2000 is one of my favorite shows, and it's one of the reasons for it is the setup.
I love the WrestleMania 10 doors they've got as well. The X on the doors.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, they keep having to have someone when the match starts putting them back in place. So obviously they seem to have the mechanism to open them for the entrances, but not to close them again. So someone's actually there.
You got to see somebody somewhere, haven't you? Got to see somebody somewhere.
Exactly. You got to see somebody. It's almost like Jeff and Matt Hardy were either side of it.
I thought WrestleMania 10's a pretty good show, especially. Well, 94 was a big year for me because I got Sky. So as much as I followed all the pay-per-views, I could then now watch it like week by week, like wrestling, which I've always dreamed of up until that point. So 94 is a big year in wrestling for me, but I loved WrestleMania 10, I really did.
Well,
but where does it go on the list?
I was literally about to ask that. Where we're going now. Have we got the list in front of us? Or do we have kind of 5 minutes?
Yeah, do we have an awkward 5 minutes of trying to find the list again?
I've got it in front of me.
Oh, good.
Oh, wow.
Well,
it does have two of the greatest matches ever.
It's nowhere near the top, though, because the rest of the card is atrocious.
Is it better or worse than ECW Living Dangerously in 1999?
Better than that.
Better.
Is it better than King of the Ring 93?
Better. I think it's better
than that. Yeah, I think so.
Is it better than Survivor Series 95?
No.
Better. I think it is. Two matches, to me, them two matches carry it.
Well,
and the ladder match isn't bad either.
Above Survivor Series 95 is No Mercy 1999, speaking of ladder matches.
I don't think it goes above that because for all the ground this covered, that tag team ladder match had a massive change of everything because that was the Attitude Era kicking into full batshit crazy gear for the next 4 to 5 years.
So you're saying it's better than Survivor Series 95, but we're not as good as No Mercy?
Then No Mercy 99 is only remembered for one match. And this pay-per-view is remembered for like 2. We've just
you were going to say that.
So
if you're going to argue that way, okay.
Well, above No Mercy 99
what's above No Mercy?
SummerSlam 02.
Is what? Sorry.
SummerSlam 2002.
That's got Rock.
Oh no way! No way!
Shawn Michaels.
We found our ceiling.
No, it stops there.
So it will be better than No Mercy.
Yeah.
Better than No Mercy, but not as good as SummerSlam 2002.
That makes it the 5th best pay-per-view of all time.
Hey.
Wow.
Who's next then? The quote of famous wrestler.
Well, according to the magical guide, it is one Mr. Cameron Phillips.
Apparently so.
Please be something I don't have to watch. Like
No.
WrestleMania X.
Whoa. Now, I thought about this last night. I think it's me.
I can feel shenanigans in the air. I don't know why.
No, there's no shenanigans.
Oh, what shenanigans? Come on.
There's right. I thought I could get 3 shows I was thinking of, and I can't really decide which one to go for. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll give you sort of subtle kind of clues, and you guys can pick which one you want.
Have you just stole the concept I told you about that one time I was going to do?
Possibly. The 3 choices you've got are: you can either have a pay-per-view that I know is good, a pay-per-view that I've been told is good, or a pay-per-view that's quite good and kind of links to the one we've just done.
I've got a question. Who told you it was good? Was it me?
No.
Right, well, let's choose that one then. So you know it's good.
It's good.
One I know is good.
Told. I'll go for told.
Told is good, and one that is okay, but it links into this one a bit.
WrestleMania 9.
I want to go with told is good.
Told is good. Okay.
Yeah.
Ewan's going told is good.
I'm going told.
Yes.
Oh God! God, it'll be some bollocks. I want to go as you know is good.
The one I know is good.
Two.
The best bit. You want the other rule?
What?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you what the other 2 were.
Bastard.
Okay, so you want to go the one that I've been told is good?
Come on, hit it with us.
We are doing the 1989 Great American Bash.
Whoa. Was that not 1989? Was that not a tour? We're going to watch all 11 hours of the tour or something, no?
No.
I'm looking it up right now.
It's the one with Terry Funk and Ric Flair.
Oh, here we go. What proper NWA stuff there, isn't it?
There's a War Games match here as well.
Yep.
I'm telling you, it's a tour. I'm sure it is.
And there's also a 2-ring King of the Hill Battle Royal. What the fuck is that?
2 rings? Oh, come on.
Oh, wait. There is a main event. The 3rd match on the card is main event. Sorry, 4th match on the card is main event level.
Who told you this was good? Anyway.
What?
Anyway, I don't need the internet because I've got my Wrestling Almanac, which I'm going to find in my drawer right now. There it is.
Fuck.
Wrestling Almanac.
Back to the Future, isn't it?
I don't need you and your fancy
Future Al's
internet.
brought it back from 2015.
Right, I can already tell you there are 2 matches that are going to get shit on immediately.
Oh, it's not Spider-Man dude again, is it?
No.
The Arachnid or whatever his name was.
I reckon a man.
That's it.
There you go. Hang on. Which year would I know we're not doing 87? Which one is it?
89.
89.
Oh, no, 86 and 87 is the tour. Sorry. Let's have a look.
All I want to say is I cannot wait for us to go over the epic contest between 2 managers with a bullshit stipulation.
Do it. I'm down for this.
Where the fuck is it? I can't. This Almanac's useless.
Apparently, if you
type... Almanac, isn't it?
If you type into Google best WCW pay-per-view, this one is the one that goes.
Are you fucking serious?
Yep. Apparently so.
Almanac, the pages are coming at me.
Almanac, do you mean?
You shouldn't masturbate so
I do that joke as well, thank you.
I love me. I used to buy these back in the day because you didn't have the internet, so you had to buy these things.
All right, Gran, that's enough of you.
Right, Grampy Al, come on.
Here we go from the Baltimore Arena. Right, I'm going to have a read of this.
Okay.
Well, don't do it now. Do it for the next show.
Well, I'm just going to read the book. I won't watch it. I'll read the book.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. I'm just about to say, I bet Al's just going to read the book and then just not watching the show.
I can't wait for Al to visualize this match in his head.
Oh my God! Right. Well, and I thought Harvey Whippleman and Howard Finkel. There you go. That's a classic in there. You know what? It doesn't look okay. It doesn't look okay. And I've already seen the War Games match. I've seen the main event. Okay. You know what? I'll give that a chance. That don't look too bad, actually.
Here's my question: how do you start off a show with 2 rings and then go back to one for the rest of the show?
I've no idea. I started watching it the other night for the first 10 minutes, and the battle royal at the start is something to behold. It's traditional WCW rules.
Also, absolute fucking insanity.
So just here's ring 1, here's ring 2, and then you get eliminated by being dumped into ring 2, but then you still carry on the second half of the match.
That one. Can I make a very bold prediction?
Sure.
Did the heels win the coin toss at the War Games?
Well, we'll find out, Al. We'll find out next show, won't we?
I know it's crazy. I know. It probably won't happen, but I think the heels might win the coin toss.
Who's taking a piss?
I'm in the bath.
The same thing.
I'm running the bath.
For God's
sake. At least he's waiting till the end to get into the bath.
This podcasting's dirty work. I've got to cleanse myself.
Oh,
that's that bacon sandwich you had earlier on.
Bacon sandwich you had earlier on. I think that's got you.
So, Conquistabores.
If you've made it to the end of this episode, God bless you. I love you.
God bless you. Follow us on Twitter at Conquistabores.
Yes. Yep.
At Even and Phil, at Triple H, at Slurm
316.
Don't even bother looking for Al.
Because he's not on there, really, technically speaking.
Send your Almax too.
Yes. Remember the Twitch channel as well.
Yes. Twitch channel.
Hang on, we got a camera on this. Hang on.
Oh, Jesus
How's the
Christ.
camera work on this?
Please don't.
I'm almost scared.
Please. Don't turn on the video chat, Al, please, God.
I
don't want to see the submarine poking through the soap.
You don't want to see Space Mountain.
I don't want to see Space Mountain. I don't want to see Geordie Mountain.
Oh, no.
He's gone.
There he is. Flip it. How do I flip it the other way?
What an ugly bastard.
You just see me forehead. Stop that. Oh, this technology is too much for me.
Oh, where's he gone? There he is.
Hey,
there we are.
Oh, God, look, there we go. Here we go.
Disgusting porn collection.
This is making brilliant radio. All right, okay, yeah. A book of facts.
We can see books.
Hi. I've got Bobby Robson's autobiography. Look, there we go.
You got Kevin Keegan's?
No, hang on. Oh, no. This is
for the listeners who can't see this, we're looking at Al's bookshelf.
Put the almanac back and then you can have a little tour.
He's just returned the almanac to the shelf after showing us Bobby Robson's
He's just put the phone down on the carpet, so we're just seeing nothing in the minute.
Camera down, so we're not looking at a black screen. No, we're back.
There's me Guinness hat.
There's the Guinness hat.
Guinness hat.
A Grand National shot glasses.
Oh.
There's Mr. T.
Oh, yeah.
What else we got here? We got me World Cup book in all the important books.
World Cup book.
There's some things there.
Hell
there we go.
I believe that's a 6-changer transformer there.
Figures.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, there we go. That's podcasty. Look.
Yeah, but you can't see it.
You can't see it on the podcast, Al. We can't see it. We still can't see it, Al, because this is an audio medium.
You can see it, no?
We can see it,
but it's not exactly.
Nobody listening to this can, because they're not in the room with us right now.
I can't wait to
these little footballers, look.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Bubblehead footballers.
There's Scott Steiner at the back. I don't know if you can see him there.
The best one.
There's Indy. There's Indiana Jones. There we go. Okay, then I think that's concluded my my show. Hang on. Hang on. It's a wrestling podcast. Hang on, I'll throw me wrestling. There we go.
Oh my God.
You see, before there was the network, Before there was a network, I don't need no network.
Don't worry, I'll fade this out about 10 minutes ago. I'll just fade it back in now.
You just feel it back in that we've been here for 10 minutes just watching.
Back in slowly because he's still going.
He is still going, isn't he?
I
can't show you nothing. I'm upstairs in the bedroom, so I can't really show you anything.
I usually have to pay a lot of money to see inside people's houses. That My Free webcams is not free.
No, it's not.
There you go. There's still.
I've got it off now, so you don't have to worry. You've offended me beyond belief, so you don't have to worry.
Hey. What are we doing with our lives?
Podcast goals. See, we know now that Phil's sort of like part Scottish when he drinks that. You see,
exactly.
If he wasn't drinking that, he wouldn't be able to understand me and Euan.
That's a very good point.
I just thought you'd like to see me house.
There we are.
Well, this was quite the episode.
It was quite the episode.
Nobody would be able to see because they're not actually recording the video.
No.
Thank God for that.
I enjoyed showing you around.
We enjoy you. Why? Who's showing us no camera?
Oh, it might be me. Hold on.
See, my camera's far more interested.
I've got a tape over the front of it.
Oh,
because I hate the idea of having cameras pointing at me all the time.
Someone watching your wank.
Well, there's that. Yeah, you don't want that.
I just broadcast that, and it happens.
Nobody needs a revenue stream.
You getting that now? You getting that? Or has it just decided to quit because it couldn't find anything? Hold on.
It's found something now. Nope, still nothing.
Still nothing.
Nope.
All gone.
This is amazing.
No. Ah, fuck it.
You're obviously just far too attractive for the camera to work.
I am. There you go. I'll cover that back up now.
Yep.
Well, we've got shitty work in the morning, Mr.
We have.
Well,
yes.
Let's all take a shower together and end this podcast.
Well, yeah, we've seen Al's house.
Haven't we finished like half an hour ago?
I think so. It felt that way.
Does anyone want me to put the camera on whilst I'm in the bath?
No.
Yes.
No.
Just thought I'd offer. Sorry.
Just call me back in a few minutes, okay?
Listen, website, Twitter, Conquistabores, leave us messages, like us.
Yep.
We're going to be doing more Fire Pro hopefully soon and doing our own federation on Fire Pro.
We will do.
That makes a good radio podcast.
Eat my dick. Shut up.
Streaming it, you doofus.
Well, I could stream. No, I won't stream my house. You're right. That's a bad idea, right?
Jordy Al's IRL streams is just Al screaming at the TV drunk.
Nice.
Yep. We're all doing the Conquistabores, but I'm doing my own adventure at the moment with Fire Pro with
it's really, really good.
Bob Sapp Reborn.
Bob Sapp Part 2, yeah.
Yes, Bob Sapp 2.0, and he's currently now in Chaos, where we left off last time. He is now in Chaos.
I came into a reading of a WCW comic my wife found at her house.
Oh?
Yeah, a 1992 vintage WCW comic.
Sweet.
Nice.
Maybe I'll live stream that. Let's go nuts.
Sure, why not?
I wish that I was able to put my GameCube on and stream from that because I actually managed to buy Day of Reckoning 2 for like a tenner the other day.
Wow.
So that was fun.
That's pretty good.
Failing that,
posted to the pay-per-view project. That's
I did. On the site? Yes, I did that yesterday. That was the first one in about 4 or 5 months.
Hello to the podcast as well.
Hey.
To life.
Yeah, slowly content is being generated.
Absolutely. We also have a YouTube page. Let's not forget that.
We do. No, we do, yeah.
Yep. If you can't be bothered watching me on Twitch or would rather just skip through to the interesting parts, which, to be honest, is the whole thing, it's available on YouTube. I'm sure fellow... What the hell is going on?
Al's reorganising his house. If you do go YouTube, search for Bad Education TV.
Yep, that's what it's on.
Yes, the old YouTube channel mine, but we're going to put the Conquistadores stuff on there.
Yep.
It's cool.
So I get the odd video of my son streaming Spider-Man or something.
All 6 episodes are there at the moment. More this weekend. So, cool. If you're interested in that kind of thing, tune in.
Yeah, all the Conquistador podcasts are on there as well.
Yes, they are. Although you may not have the full podcast for reasons.
There's 3 that I have to edit down slightly, but you can still get the full version on the feed, and all of them, I think, have been hit by some kind of some copyright thing for it. Literally, I think all of them. Not all of them for the a few for the wrestling music, but majority of them for when the things fall over and I play that the hold music.
Are you serious?
That it gets caught in every single one.
Spanish, please get you in trouble.
Oh my god!
It's like the Happy Birthday song. It just gets nailed on the new video.
Jesus.
Should we film my house again next time?
I would actually really enjoy that.
How's about next time starting off in your own house?
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Well,
an interesting and new experience for all of us.
I send apologies, Mr. Phillips. I do hang around with crazy people, but there you go.
We're not good at intros or outros, are we? We've not nailed that down to an art form. Once we get into it, it's fine. But we always just sort of peter away to nothing. So, bye.
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 What was that?